So I personally base my morality on horizontal morality rather than vertical morality. Vertical morality means that you behave the way you do and you decide what is moral or not moral vertically by what God tells you. Whereas horizontal morality is when you decide what is moral or just or fair based on how that affects the people around you. We're going to do a little fact exercise here. So only 2.4 billion people practice or are affiliated with some form of Christianity in the world, which means the vast majority of people do not worship the Christian God. If the 4 to 5 billion people that are left and who aren't getting their morality from Christian God had no morality or no sense of right and wrong, and they were just going around and murdering and killing people, you would be dead already. It would literally take maybe 3 hours for 4 to 5 billion people, if they just decided to have no morality whatsoever, to just wipe out the rest of the planet. My desire to do good in the world is based on intrinsic values about human beings and their worth and how I want humanity to improve as a whole, rather than being fear-based or behaving or having my morality based solely on the fact that I want God to like me. Like, my morality is not based on people pleasing or God pleasing. For me, it's not as superficial as there's a person who wrote a book who told me that God inspired them to write this book, and so I'm going to obey what that person told me that God told them so that I'm not punished. It's not that complex. I currently go around doing as many immoral things as I want, which is basically not anything. Keeping in mind, of course, the morality is very culturally based, and a lot of things that American Christians consider to be God's will and the moral framework. When I tell my French subscribers that are Christian how American Christians act, they are shocked and horrified and are like, never! Even if we want to believe that God directly inspired the Bible, like, let's take that for argument's sake as a fact. Your morality as a Christian is based on your personal interpretations of that scripture, as well as the Christians around you, how they've interpreted those things and how they've made you believe you're supposed to interpret those scriptures. One example of this was I was telling my French subscribers that the Republican Party in the US is very popular among evangelical Christians. And I had evangelical Christians from France write me pissed, being like, you cannot say things like that about Christians. We do not represent the American Republican Party's values. And they literally would not believe me because they found American Republicans to be so morally inferior.